What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing, and I just finished up watching Jason Moloney versus Joshua Greer Jr., and this was a 10-rounder in the bantamweight division, and this fight was Saturday, August 14th, from the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and this fight was broadcasted on ESPN, ESPN Plus, or on the ESPN app. And in this fight, Jason Moloney was able to get a unanimous decision victory over Joshua Greer Jr., and I personally scored the bout 96-94 in favor of Jason Moloney, and the judges scored the bout 96-94 for Moloney, and the other two judges scored the bout 98-92 in favor of Jason Moloney. And just to break down the fight, early on, Joshua Greer Jr. looked really, really good. He was landing hooks of his own. He was coming forward, and that's something that he needs to do in future fights. He needs to press the action, and he needs to be the one aggressing the fight, because when he was the aggressor, he was finding it really easy to land counter shots on the chin of Moloney. He was looking really, really good, and he actually buzzed Moloney a bit with a short left hook on the inside. But then as the middle rounds went on, like from rounds 3 to round 6, Moloney just outboxed and just dominated Greer Jr. He was just landing some shots of his own. He actually was able to hurt Greer a bit, but he was mostly using the jab, dictating the pace, countering to the head and to the body, and he looked pretty good for those rounds. And then in the last 4, maybe even 3 rounds, they were very, very competitive. Joshua Greer Jr. started to come forward like he did in those earlier rounds, but Moloney also did what he did in the middle round, so it was really a piece of work from both fighters where they were fighting with their best styles throughout the fight, where Greer was coming forward and Moloney was counterpunching both in the inside and the outside. And it made for a really, really competitive and close final rounds. And in my opinion, those two judges who had it 98-92, I could see how they had it, because I was debating 97-93 in favor of Moloney, because there was a lot of swing rounds in this fight. But I would not say those scorecards are that bad. I would just say maybe it just looks a bit too wide on paper, and people might think it's a really, really wide fight in favor of Moloney, but in reality, it was a really, really competitive fight. Comment down below your scorecards for this fight. I'm very interested and intrigued to see a variety of scorecards there could be here, because of a lot of swing rounds here. But what is next for Jason Moloney getting this victory here and winning the WBC Silver title? The Silver title, I believe, gets him ranked in the top 3 or top 5. And I can't really see him facing Nonito Donaire. But I don't really know who he's going to face. Maybe he might face the winner of Gary Antonio Russell versus Manny Rodriguez. Maybe. I know he already faced Rodriguez for the IBF title in the World Boxing Super Series, but I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch if he does get the job done, and I also wouldn't mind seeing him face Gary Antonio Russell. But what is next now for Joshua Greer Jr. losing, then getting a draw, then getting another loss? I mean, he's had a rough year, losing to Mike Pliny, getting that draw against that 11-5 opponent, now losing here once again against Jason Moloney. I'm not really too sure what's next for him. I bet he's going to have a comeback fight, because I don't really see him getting a big opportunity if he's coming off 2 losses and a draw. I see him facing a journeyman, because he's young enough where he can't really retire at this stage. I don't really see him retiring, because he's still very young. And just a year ago, he was literally ranked like number 10 by BoxRec, I believe so, and ranked in every sanctioning body. So, I mean, just a year ago, I mean, he's now ranked like 30 by BoxRec out of a majority of those sanctioning bodies, and he really took a bad turn. But I see him coming back from this. I could definitely see him competing at like a top 15 level, and I still think he's a pretty decent fighter. So overall, Jason Moloney defeats Joshua Greer Jr. by unanimous decision to get back into the winner's circle. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.